Welcome to the game of life, a space where we learn to navigate life a little better, one step at a time. Do you want to grow in your life but find it challenging? Now, you are not alone. We all have been there at some point in our life where we find ourselves wanting to grow and do more in our life, but we do not see how or what to do. As human, we naturally want and wish things will be easy or simple for us, right? So we can go on with our life. But the reality is, it's not that easy, and we must put in the effort necessary. For instance, if you want to possess that nice car, you must start saving for it by changing your spending habit, right? Unless you have the money to spend. Or you want to build some muscle, you must be willing to spend more time at the gym and increase your weight, for example. What we must realize is that we are meant to grow and progress in life, and the way to do that is to start seeing challenges, difficulty, adversity, setback, and even failure differently, to allow us to build strength and courage and develop life skills that can help us move forward while empowering ourselves. The truth is, if we are not faced anything that can challenge us, it's more likely that we will remain where we are and even become stagnant. Think about it. No one go out seeking for adversity, challenges, or set. We all want things to be as smooth and easy. Life always throws us curveballs where we are faced to take on challenging and overcome them so that we can learn from them and move forward in our life. So therefore, being open to embrace challenges instead of trying to avoid them is the key to growth. But to embrace growth, we must be willing to let go of some of the conscious and unconscious behavior that have been hindering our growth. I believe there is three main ways how we handle our own growth by avoiding facing challenges. Let's look at them. The number one way we hinder our own growth is by resisting growth. This happens when we find ourselves resisting the very change and growth we have always wanted, and that is because we do not want to go through the challenges that growth requires of us. Sometimes, unless life forces us to grow or face the challenges, we will not see the gift of growth opportunity that life is trying to show us. As such, we can easily overlook it by seeing it as a hindrance or challenges that we do not want to face. But that is totally the opposite of growth. It's like wanting something but acting in the total opposite of what you want. And we often do this unconsciously or through self-sabotaging us. So we must stop resisting growth by being open to seeing adversity as a tool to push us forward in life. For instance, every time you get disagreement, right, with someone, you take it too personally, but deep down you wish you want to change that, yet you keep repeating the same mistake instead of choosing to do things differently so you can grow from facing similar experiences. Maybe you can reflect on the part you can control and work on that for your own growth. Number two way we handle our own growth is to make the mistake that we can just grow by staying in our comfort zone and wish we would just magically be grown by going through the reality or facing life circumstances, situation, or people. But life does not work that way, as we quickly realize that if we do not face reality, our fear, insecurity, or anything that can block us from growing, we will more likely remain where we are. For example, if you are being too reserved and are not visible enough through voicing your idea at work but expect to be a manager, it probably may take you longer or never to meet that goal. Because the reality is, if you don't get out of your comfort zone by doing things that are required to be considered for that role, you may be overlooked. Another example, if you get fired from the job, instead of saying the victim mentality and see a life slowing you down from achieving your goal, you rather choose to see the circumstances as an opportunity. Slow down and reflect on your career goal, for example. Review your skill, update your resume, or explore other opportunities. And through this process, you get to see some possibility in your life that you may have overlooked or never had a chance to look. And in some way, life is trying to get you out of your comfort zone if you wish to see it that way. Our goal here is to turn adversity, setback, and challenge into opportunity to capitalize on and use use them to better serve us. Now let's look at number 3 way how we handle our growth. The number 3 way is that we are now willing to face the current challenges in our life. Right now, in this present moment, we often forget like life has stages. Similar to playing the game, we cannot advance in the next level without passing the level we are at first. And that is the game of life we must learn in order to grow. So start reflecting today on things you may be avoiding because it is too hard, too difficult, or challenging, but yet you know deep down these are the very things that you must face to start seeing the growth in your life. Now that you have looked at how we have been handling our own growth, now let's see how we can start reframing how we see growth and challenges so we can use them to help us grow. One way to start reframing our mind is understanding that growth and challenges goes together. They help us find and build a strength that we didn't think we possess. So in order to grow, we must be willing to face challenges. There is no growth in comfort zone. The two cannot go together. In order to grow, we must be willing to get out of our comfort zone. Facing challenges help us build courage that we didn't know we possess. We must be willing to accept challenging and adversity, setback, and failure as a mean to help us grow. Another way is to look at challenging are not hindrance to our life, but in the contrary, as a great tool for our growth. And so we learn to stop resisting the change. We choose acceptance first before we start making the change. Another way to reframe our mind is to release control and trust that the universe knows what is best for you. It's like accepting that whatever situation, circumstances that we face in our life, in what life is meant for us, to learn from that situation and then work to move on to the next level. Do not try to avoid it, fight it, because it's only get work or uncomfortable. For instance, if you don't like a job, right, and complain about it and become miserable every day, instead of realizing that maybe the universe is trying to show you something that you need to change, maybe it's looking for another job. Reflecting if you really enjoy the job you are doing and then choose to take action to change it. But it's stop accepting the reality as it is, choosing to make the best out of it, perhaps through gratitude while taking action to change the circumstances. And when you think about it, the universe knows best, and if you choose to listen, it's always guiding us. There is a famous wisdom that says life is always testing us through challenging, sufferance, and pain, so we can take action. We can make the necessary changes. Another way we can reframe our life is to see the lesson in everything that happened in our life to help us move to the next stage of life or progress. For instance, you may be one day at work or at the party where you become the joke party for whatever reason. Maybe you did some faux pas or say something wrong, and everybody start laughing and look at you differently. Why people are having a good life at your expense? You choose to reframe this event as an opportunity to stop worrying too much about others' opinion and judgment, because you are forced to face these people the next day at work unless you choose your job, which is unlikely. And the reason why you will see this opportunity here depends on what you are facing in your life and the challenges you choose to grow from that situation. One person may see these situations as nothing, another can take it personally and hold the grudge, or another can see it as a moment to use for their own growth, even it does not appear that way to others, because they know this will help them move forward and grow. And we also have to start seeing growth as a way to build life skills that can help us face current situation, current life circumstances, and also be able to face the future. By reframing our mind, we learn to develop a growth mindset, allowing us to see challenges as opportunities for growth. The truth is, we can either grow by choice or life will force us to grow, but the choice is always ours. Finally, if we want to grow, we must be willing to face life challenges and learn from them. Choose to reframe how we see them, not setback, failure, or hindrance, as a way to build a strong foundation for ourselves so we can better navigate life. Thank you for watching. If you like this content, please give it a like, subscribe, and share.